You've probably strolled past those little anti-theft tags on products priced at just $3 and never given it a second thought. Curious why they're there? Well, professional shoplifters actually follow a kind of hit list, a methodical formula for what items are worth their time. One of those targeted products might even be sitting in your kitchen as we speak. And the reason they take it? It's far darker than you might imagine. When it comes to grocery store theft, it's rarely about grabbing candy bars or bags of chips. The most stolen item in the US? Believe it or not, it's steak. Yeah, ribeye, filet mignon, the fancy cuts your dad only splurges on when he gets a promotion. Some stores lose thousands of dollars every single week just from meat disappearing off the shelves. And I mean literally disappearing. Shoplifters tuck steaks into their waistbands or shove them into purses. Some even carry special booster bags lined with foil to block the security sensors at the exits. A single ribeye can go for $25 to $40, basically cash you can eat. Here's where it gets even stranger. There's a whole underground economy for stolen steak. Restaurants buy it, neighbors buy it. People sell premium cuts at flea markets the way bootleg DVDs used to move in the 2000s. So why is meat such an easy target? It's simple. Security tags don't work on it. Packaging changes all the time, and poking holes in plastic wrap is a major food safety hazard. Nobody wants E. coli with their porterhouse. Organized crime has figured this out too, sending teams into stores who can clear an entire meat display in under 2 minutes. In the world of professional shoplifting, beef is king. Some grocery chains got so desperate they started locking steaks inside refrigerated cases. Now you literally have to ask an employee to unlock your dinner like it's a diamond necklace. Makes sense, right? When a ribeye can cost more than some watches, security measures follow. But even with all that, meat isn't the weirdest thing people steal in bulk. Baby formula, $40 a can of powder that vanishes faster than your paycheck. But here's the twist. It's not just desperate parents taking it. Organized crime has turned formula into a high-demand commodity. We're talking networks with scouts, runners, and distribution systems so slick they'd make drug cartels nod in approval. Why formula? The math is simple. One can cost $20 to $50, weighs next to nothing, keeps indefinitely on a shelf, and every parent eventually needs it. Thieves snatch these cans and flip them online, at swap meets, or sell them to shady corner stores for half the price. Then the store marks it back up. Everyone profits. Well, except the honest shoppers. And here's the darkest part. Stolen formula sometimes finds its way back onto legitimate store shelves. It may be expired, stored incorrectly, or unsafe for babies to consume. One California raid uncovered a warehouse stocked with over $1 million worth of stolen formula. Some cans 3 years past expiration. Yeah, that's stomach-turning. Major retailers got fed up and started treating formula like high-end jewelry, locked cases, customer service counters, and strict purchase limits. Try explaining to a sleep-deprived new mom why she needs a manager's key just to buy something her baby needs. Here's the thing about alcohol theft. It's not just teenagers sneaking out a six-pack. We're talking organized crews walking out with hundreds of dollars worth of premium liquor every single day. Wine and spirits account for roughly 15% of all grocery store theft, and the high-end bottles? That's where the real money is. A single bottle of top-shelf whiskey or vodka can go for $30 to $60 on the street. No receipt, no questions, just cash. The methods are almost comical. One person will distract the clerk, asking detailed questions about wine pairings, while their partner crams bottles into a coat with more pockets than a fisherman's vest. The stolen alcohol gets flipped at parties, sold to underage buyers, or moved to sketchy bars looking to cut costs. Stores have fought back creatively. Those security caps on fancy bottles? Yank them the wrong way, and they either set off alarms or spray liquid everywhere, turning a simple theft into a messy spectacle. And don't even get me started on the holidays. Between Thanksgiving and New Year's, wine theft literally doubles. Everyone wants to look generous at dinner without actually paying. We've established that alcohol is valuable. But here's the kicker. There's a dairy product out there that gets stolen even more frequently than booze. Here's the thing about cheese. Nobody ever sees this coming. According to a global retail study, cheese is actually the most stolen food in the world. Not meat, not seafood. Cheese. Nearly 4% of all cheese stock disappears every year, which is mind-boggling when you think about it. And we're not talking about those little individually wrapped slices. The real targets are imported Parmesan, aged Gruyere, or that fancy cheddar that's been aging in a cave for 18 months. These kinds of cheeses go for $15 to $30 a pound, putting them right up there with premium steaks in terms of value. So why do thieves love it so much? Cheese is soft, quiet, and sneaky. No crinkling wrappers, no security tags, no alarms. You can slip a wedge of Gouda into your jacket pocket and stroll out like nothing happened. The black market for stolen cheese is actually insane. Restaurants and delis buy it at steep discounts, no questions asked. Some European crime networks treat cheese heists like full-blown bank jobs. Seriously. A few supermarkets overseas have even started putting GPS trackers on their premium cheese wheels. Yes, GPS on cheese. Welcome to a world where Parmesan needs its own tracking device. What sets cheese apart from other stolen goods is who takes it. This isn't just organized crime. Casual shoplifters love it too. Its small size, high value, and zero security make it practically irresistible. And cheese isn't even the weirdest thing flying off the shelves. Just wait until you hear what's happening in the beauty aisle. Now here's where things get personal. That luxury face cream sitting on the shelf? Someone is already sizing it up. Health and beauty products are basically a shoplifter's paradise. They're small, pricey, and in constant demand. A 4-pack of premium razor cartridges can cost $25 to $40, yet it fits neatly in your fist. Think about that for a second. Reselling these items is ridiculously easy. Online marketplaces, beauty supply stores, social media groups, they move fast because they're trusted, legitimate brands. No shady back alley deals needed. And the scale is staggering. Theft in health and beauty alone costs U.S. retailers around $4 billion every year. That's billion with a B. Suddenly, the cheese problem starts to look like pocket change. And here's the frustrating part for shoppers. All those locked plastic cases, spider wraps that set off alarms, the 10 to 15-minute wait while someone unlocks a $12 moisturizer. We're paying for someone else's theft with our time, patience, and sanity. I once waited so long for deodorant that I genuinely considered just embracing the stink. True story. The employee had vanished as completely as my hope for a quick trip through the store. But cosmetics aren't even the strangest items disappearing from shelves. There's an entire aisle in every grocery store where products vanish for far darker reasons. We're talking items stolen not just for resale, but to make something far more dangerous. The pharmacy aisle comes with its own set of problems, and it's where things get a lot darker. Pain relievers, allergy pills, cold medicine, the stuff you grab when you feel awful and just want to survive the day. Thieves love that too. A bottle of name-brand ibuprofen costs $10 to $15, slips easily up a sleeve, and is gone in seconds. But the real targets are anything containing pseudoephedrine. That's the ingredient in some cold medicines that also happens to be essential for cooking meth. Yep, your run-of-the-mill decongestant can become part of an illegal drug operation. That's why you now have to show ID and sign a logbook just to buy Sudafed. Blame the criminals. And it's not just the pseudoephedrine products. Regular vitamins and supplements get stolen just as aggressively. Organized crews will clear entire shelves. Fish oil, prenatal vitamins, melatonin. Everything disappears and later reappears at flea markets or gets shipped overseas, where American brands fetch premium prices. This kind of theft affects all of us. Stores tack on 2 to 3% to cover losses, which means every time you pick up Tylenol or a vitamin bottle, you're essentially paying a shoplifter tax. High-priced, highly perishable, and shockingly easy to swipe in the middle of the day. Seafood might be one of the boldest items thieves go after. And yet, it happens all the time. Think about crab legs or lobster tails. One package can easily cost $50 or more. For some people, that's not just dinner, that's a utility bill. And thieves know it. They usually strike during peak hours when the fish counter is swamped and employees are juggling a line of impatient customers. No one's paying attention to the guy casually slipping king crab into his jacket pocket. Staff are too busy explaining the difference between Atlantic and Pacific salmon to someone's confused grandmother. Unlike steaks, premium seafood often sits out on ice or in flimsy containers. There's no tough plastic wrap to tear open, no security tag to disable. It's as simple as grab and walk. So where does all that stolen seafood end up? Sometimes it's sold through restaurant back doors. Seriously, some less than reputable establishments buy it cheap, no questions asked. That shrimp scampi on a white tablecloth might have taken a questionable detour before landing on your plate. Not exactly appetizing. And here's what makes seafood theft especially reckless: the smell. You've got maybe 10 minutes before you start carrying the unmistakable scent of a fishing boat that's past its prime. These aren't master criminals orchestrating elaborate plans. They're sprinters. In, out, gone. Holiday weekends only amplify the chaos. Around the 4th of July, seafood theft can spike by 30 to 40%. Everyone wants lobster at the backyard cookout. Not everyone wants the receipt. The mix of high value and minimal security makes seafood incredibly tempting. But believe it or not, it's not the only high-demand item flying off shelves. There's another category, fully caffeinated, that thieves can't seem to resist. Energy drinks might be one of the most stolen items you've never even considered. And the reason is surprisingly simple. A single can of Red Bull or Monster runs anywhere from $4 to $6. For most adults, that's not a big deal. But for teenagers with no steady income, that daily caffeine fix adds up fast. And yes, teens swipe energy drinks all the time. In fact, many convenience stores report energy drinks as their top source of loss. Not candy, not chips, caffeine. Some locations deal with multiple thefts a day, which has to be absolutely draining for the cashier stuck working the shift. What makes this category especially vulnerable is placement. These drinks are usually stocked right by the entrance or exit, prime grab-and-go territory. They're positioned for convenience, which unfortunately makes them perfectly positioned for theft too. Then there's the quieter issue: coffee pods. A box of specialty pods can cost $15 or more, and the packaging is small enough to disappear into a jacket pocket without a second glance. Since energy drinks rarely go on sale, stolen ones move quickly even at a slight discount. On some college campuses, there's practically an underground caffeine economy running on boosted cans and boxes. In higher theft neighborhoods, certain stores have started keeping energy drinks behind the counter, right next to the cigarettes. Pause and think about that. A completely legal beverage treated like a controlled product because people won't stop stealing it. It's unfortunate, but understandable. Still, caffeine cravings aren't even the strangest motivation behind retail theft trends. Here's the next twist, and this one sounds made up, but it isn't. There's a household item that became such a frequent target. Law enforcement actually gave it its own label: Tide detergent. Yes, laundry soap. It got so out of hand that police departments across the US coined a specific term for it: Tide theft. I wish that were a joke. A large bottle costs anywhere from $20 to $30, never expires. And here's the key detail: every household needs it. Your neighbor uses it. The guy down the street uses it. That universal demand makes reselling it incredibly easy. But here's where things really go off the rails. Drug dealers reportedly started accepting it as payment. No cash? Bring detergent. One bottle has been said to equal roughly $10 in street trade value. At one point, it basically functioned as a form of currency. The numbers are wild. Someone can walk out with $100 to $200 worth in under 5 minutes, and most employees won't physically intervene because store policy typically forbids it. Thieves know this. They understand the rules, and they exploit them. Manufacturers caught on. Packaging was redesigned to make bottles smaller and harder to conceal. Some added bulky handles that make it awkward to tuck under a coat. In certain high-theft areas, stores have literally chained detergent bottles to the shelves like bicycles. Others lock them behind glass, meaning you now have to flag down an employee just to buy soap. Buying laundry detergent can feel like you're purchasing a laptop at a pawn shop, which really makes you stop and think, what other completely ordinary items have quietly become high-value targets? There's one last category that hits a little differently. It involves some of the most vulnerable customers and some of the most desperate thieves. And the item might genuinely surprise you. Diapers. Yes, diapers. The thing babies seem to burn through at record speed. A single box can cost anywhere from $30 to $50. That's not spare change. That's a serious expense for a lot of families. Unlike baby formula, which many stores now protect like it's locked in a vault, diapers are usually stacked out in the open. Big boxes, Bulky. No security tags. Just sitting there. And here's the interesting part. No one's stuffing these into a jacket. They can't. Instead, people load up a shopping cart with multiple boxes and walk straight out the front door like it's just another Tuesday errand. Most employees won't intervene. Company policies often make it clear. It's not worth the physical risk or legal liability. The resale market is enormous. Stolen diapers pop up on Facebook Marketplace, at swap meets, and inside neighborhood groups, priced at half retail and gone within hours. Every parent needs them, and very few buyers ask questions. But this is where it gets complicated. In many states, government assistance programs don't cover diapers. SNAP benefits won't pay for them. WIC doesn't either. That leaves some parents, good people in genuinely tough situations, feeling cornered. Does that justify stealing? No. But it does explain why diaper theft continues to rise while retailers scramble for solutions that don't end up punishing honest shoppers. Each box holds 80 to 120 diapers. That's weeks of clean, dry babies, and apparently enough value to make thousands of people take the risk every single day. And there you have it. 10 everyday items quietly walking out of grocery stores faster than you can say self-checkout.